Okay. And we are live. About time. Good grief, I hate technical difficulties. Apparently the stream was coming in not at 1080p, so YouTube was freaking out, and apparently OBS was being a butt. So let's get started, because this show is going to be cut a little bit short today. We're not doing a full hour, we're doing until like 4:40 my time, so 2:40 Pacific time. Let's get started. So first, let's get started. First up, we are talking about Intel 2.5-inch SSDs, and we're getting a really fast speed on this new SSD, using the new NVMe interface instead of the old ASCI. Yeah, ASCI. Instead of using the older interface like SATA that's used for mechanical drives and regular solid state drives. Instead of that, we're switching over to NVMe, which is made for solid state drives, which allows us to get a full 12 gigabit per second read-write speed. And that's using SAS connector, not SATA. It's using full-on SAS. And here's a picture. Pricing is well at $900 for 400 gigs. But you can get a 2 terabyte one if you want. They're getting a lot faster, and I'm waiting for them to start to peak. So yeah, I just wanted to throw this in there because 12 gigabits per second, that's pretty friggin' fast. I mean, regular SATA SSDs usually get around 500 megabit per second read and write, so 12 gigabit is insane. I wonder if they have any real world tests. I would like them to do like copying a big file transfer. Let's see the 128K. Nothing looking interesting to me anyways. It's a pretty sick SSD. Here's the SAS connector once it loads. There it is. See, it's not your usual SATA interface. And you can see all the all the NAND chips right there. Okay, now that's enough of that. Let's get into basically a 4K security camera. One, you don't need 4K at all when it comes to security cameras. And secondly, okay, recording 4K constantly is terrible. Using it for security cameras is just not necessary. However, it's not the 4K that's the main feature, although it sort of is. It's the fact that it can spot intruders in the dark. And that's saying a lot. It comes in at around 850,000 yen, aka $7,500 US. It's clear color video at 30 frames per second. Even when the subject is almost invisible to the naked eye, it can spot it. Here's a open this in a new tab, see if it gets bigger. Here's 4K and here's VGA times 4. They would basically take one camera and they can create 4 different camera angles, and this is fantastic now that I think about it. I was completely wrong when I said 4K is not necessary, but I didn't think of this use. I was thinking like replace every camera with that 4K camera, and like each corner of the office would just be overpriced and piece of crap, and yeah. But you can attach different lenses to it. You can attach a Zeiss lens, which is very high quality, a $1,600 lens, believe it or not, and you can do so much with this. This is pretty fantastic, to be honest. I wonder how well it will be at just being used as a regular camera. I kind of want to see real world tests, because this quality is not that bad. And in order to get images and video off of it, it can be controlled over Wi-Fi by a smartphone, and video and JPEG images can be sent directly to a LAN via Ethernet connector. So that's pretty sick. I'm just going to say that now. I would love to get my hands on one of those, but ooh boy. So yeah. Wow, we're kind of flying through here. Hold on. Okay. We got another drone story. Drones are getting more and more popular to the point where they're starting to become dangerous. And it's just, there's starting to be laws. This is starting to become just as bad as hoverboard. How they're catching on fire, but not the fire part. Like, legal wise, it's coming just as bad as hoverboard. Hoverboard are illegal now, pretty much, and it's the FAA passed a law where you have to register your drone in order to use it, and it's starting to become a legitimate thing. I mean, they're starting to become legitimate aircraft. Now, the reason why I say that is because they're starting to get higher and higher, like being able to reach maybe 5,000 feet or whatever. And that's where it takes us to this story. An Air France jet almost hit a drone. That would not be good, especially if that drone went straight into that engine right here. Would have been a very bad thing if it collided with that drone. Would not have been good at all. It would have been all over the news. According to initial reports, the Air France aircraft involved in the incident was an Airbus A320, which is pictured here, and here. It was on its way from Barcelona to Paris and was beginning its descent towards the runway of Paris Charles de Gaulle, I can't pronounce that, airport. The co-pilot of the aircraft, who had started the usual landing procedures checklist, spotted a drone in his field of vision. The pilots had to suddenly turn the autopilot off and manually swerve the plane around from the drone. In order to avoid collision, according to the pilot, the drone came within 5 meters of the left wing of the aircraft. Alright, that's meters to feet. It's not very many feet at all. 16 feet. Now, when you're driving an airplane or flying an airplane that is, what's the wingspan? Airbus A320 wingspan. When you're flying an airplane that's 101 feet wide, and you miss it by 16 feet, and there's a lot of places to go in the world where there's like a lot of room to miss things. That's a lot. That's really close, and that's a lot of pressure, and good lord, I'm surprised they missed it. The aircraft landed fine without incident. However, the close call resulted in an investigation by France's aviation regulator, BEA, or Bureau... I cannot pronounce that, but it's basically the Bureau of Analysis, stuff like that. The initial report was classified the incident as serious and described it as a near collision. The drone managed to reach an altitude of 5,500 feet. First off, definitely need a license to fly that sucker if you're going that high. Second of all, French law prohibits drones from flying higher than 150 meters. Go back to convert feet to meters. So 150 meters, that's 492 feet. And he was up at 5,500 feet. That's way over the limit. And, airport is a designated no-fly zone, and the person knew that. The BEA is also aware that very few drones are capable of reaching such an altitude. Besides, most drone models nowadays come with software that prevents drone users from flying them near restricted aerospace, which is fantastic. Aviation experts are of the opinion that a normal-sized jet would be able to withstand a collision with a small drone. However, if the drone impacts any of the engines, that could be catastrophic. Like I said, if that would have gone straight into the blades of the engine right here, there would have been fire and explosions. Luckily, it was fine, but flying a drone without permission or in a restricted area in France can result in a €75,000 fine and up to a year in prison. So yeah, that's kind of a bad thing. At least no one got injured, which is fantastic. Yeah. So if you have issues with your Apple devices, which I do not, because yes, hold on, resizing my face. There we go. If you have issues with your Apple devices, you can now go to Twitter. Apple now has an account at Apple Support, where you can actually go and you can follow them and they can tell you some things, and then you can tweet them and you can get support there. And apparently Apple Support has responded to nearly 100 tweets per hour so far. Holy crap. So it launched Thursday morning, surpassing 125,000 followers in just over 24 hours. The account has over 2,750 tweets as of writing, mentioning that Apple's support team has responded to nearly 100 customer tweets per hour so far. So 100 times 24 is 2,400 tweets per day. That's a lot. Apple joins a growing number of companies ranging from retailers to banks that provide customer support on Twitter in 140 characters or less. There's multiple companies out there that's using Twitter now for Twitter support or product support and things like that. They accept all inquiries every day between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific. That's where you can go ahead and tweet them. And I am really enjoying the fact that companies are now using Twitter as a means to just reach out to people and help them with issues. I'm glad Apple finally did that, and I'm glad we're actually getting somewhere with that. So next up is something I'm really excited about because it makes me want a PlayStation 4. This is on Linus Tech Tips forum. and with the next system update, you're going to be able to stream your games to PC or Mac from your PlayStation 4. Thank God. Because I would love to play like some like an HD remix of Ratchet and Clank on a PC. That'd be fantastic. Too bad the series is dead. RIP. But yeah. Last year, Microsoft introduced the ability to stream Xbox One games to PC using Windows 10, and it works fantastic. And now Sony has finally upped the ante by streaming it not only to PC, but to Mac, and it doesn't have to be Windows 10. So if you're Windows 7, and you have a PlayStation 4, and you can use a crappy laptop and play games on that crappy laptop. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. Where did I see this one part? It was like something about shoot, where is it? Oh, it was I saw something where if you buy a game in the Windows Store and you have a copy of that for your Xbox One, it'll be like cloud saves or something like that, so you can play it on your computer, and then if you like go to your friend's house, you can play the same game save on your Xbox One with him and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But this I'm really looking forward to. It'll bring remote play to Windows and Macintosh computers, while the system update will beta launch. I think it was yesterday. The streaming feature won't be available until a full release expected later in the month. So it's sometime within the end of this March. And this guy's hoping for actual cross-platform compatibility is because exclusives are bad. Yeah, I hate exclusives. Like Forza for Xbox One, which is coming to PC, and then there's Metal Gear Solid. Wait, is Metal Gear Solid exclusive? I don't remember. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and we'll finally be able to we'll finally be able to play the games on our PC. I wonder if it'll have keyboard and mouse support. I don't know, but I don't have a PS4. I only have the controller, which is why I'm doing this. But it'll make me want to buy a PS4, and I don't have the money for it. So yeah. And the last one we're going to do for the stream today is multiple images leak of the unannounced HTC 10. It's supposedly the HTC One M10 or A10 or whatever it is, but this is the HTC 10. This is on Android Police, and we actually have this great big image right here, and apparently it's solid evidence. And we got a model number which says HTC 10. We have actual leaks, things that are blurred out. We are getting close to the announcement. They just put up the see what we were, basically the trailer for the announcement yesterday, I believe. And there are now multiple leaks of it. And instead of it being called the HTC One M10, it's going to be called the HTC 10. And it's going to be their flagship. It's basically what's replacing the HTC One lineup. But yeah, look forward to this. It looks like it's going to have a fingerprint sensor right here. Looks like it's going to have USB Type-C. Kind of reminds me of the Nexus 6, except it actually has a button. Like on top we have the 3.5 inch crap. No, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, a 3.5 inch. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack up top. We have the camera that protrudes a little bit. Actually, it doesn't do that on Nexus. We have that curve that's on the back, and we have USB on the bottom with microphone. Actually, there's no microphone, but we have USB on the bottom. This one has Type C, and this is the old USB thing. But yeah, it's starting to look like it. It's like a mix of the iPhone 6S, Nexus 6, LG G5. Yeah, no, G4. But yeah, this looks fantastic. It looks like it's gonna have HTC's own custom firmware on there. I would love to see stock Android maybe, but good old HTC bloatware. They make great phones. It's the software that isn't gonna be that great. Oh, here we go. Are you planning on buying a Galaxy S7 or S7 Edge? Definitely not. Vote. And definitely not as the winner. Oh, that's cool. But, yeah. So, sorry I have to end the stream soon today. Or, like, right about now. I have to do some things. I'm going to a party tonight with a few friends. And, yeah. Dazelle couldn't make it today. He's doing, catching up with college. He'll probably be gone for a couple weeks. But, after all that's done, he'll probably be back. And, yeah. Good old Denzel to the right there. Thank you guys for watching. If Denzel Washington's staring at me funny. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be on again. Simple. Man, I'm having issues with talking today. The Simply Awesome podcast will be on again next week, Friday, same time, same place, same channel. And if you like this, then go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you don't, then go ahead and leave a thumbs down, even though, whatever. But thank you guys for watching, and we shall see you next week. Go ahead, check him out on his channel, and go ahead, subscribe if you want to see more of this. Bye-bye.